if you really want to do masters, then do not limit yourself with one country or maybe with one university or maybe one city. If you are really focused on doing masters, then like you can do not be like, okay, no, I only want to do in New York, I only want to do in US, I only want to do in Canada. It's okay, it's good if you have just focus that if you really want to do in Canada, then it's fine, but I would say that do not limit yourself, because there are many other universities around the globe which are like really good.
Hey everyone, welcome back on another intense podcast episode. I'm Summer, your host. So in this episode we have invited Yash Sharma on the show. So he is currently pursuing Masters in Computer Science from St. Petersburg State Electrotechnical University in Russia. So in this episode he has explained how you can apply for your master degree from any foreign country with 100% scholarship. And he has also explained the entire application process. So yeah, and make sure to watch this video till the end and share this with all your friends, and the most important part, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So Yash is also one of the relaxed intellectual guy I have ever met. So lots of intellectual stimulation, lots of motivation and advice coming on your way. So Yash, please introduce yourself to all the listeners and the viewers, and from where did you complete your bachelor's and what are you doing right now, and from where did you doing your masters? Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Yash Sharma. I completed my bachelor's in computer science from Aryabhat College, University of Delhi. I graduated in 2019. After that, I came to Russia to pursue my master's. Right now, I am a second year master's student at St. Petersburg Electrotechnical University in St. Petersburg. And also, while studying, I also am a machine learning engineer at a Russian company, and the company is basically working with the banking sector, so financial sector, and I provide like whatever I can do to make this make the life of a user easier.
That's great. So moving forward to our interview questions. So what was your biggest motivation to take up masters in CS? And there is a follow-up question just out of my curiosity is, do you think it's worth it for someone to take master's degree? Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer the second one first. Is it worth it? It totally depends. Why? Because, for example, there are some students, maybe they want to go in academia, or they want to work as a professor, or they want to do research, or they want to work in a company as like a researcher, or you want to get a PhD degree, master's then PhD. So then it becomes necessary. But if you do not want to get into research, or if you do not want to get into academia, if you just want to do a normal software job or maybe some other job, yes, still masters is worth it. Why? Because in master's degree, like in bachelor's degree, you study lots of subjects, even in CS, but you study lots of subjects. Like there is software, then a software engineering, then operating system, then data structure, then algorithm. So like in whole bachelor's degree, we have many subjects which we study. So we get idea of many subjects. But in master's is more specialized. Like there are still subjects, there are still many subjects, but they are less comparative to bachelor's degree. So maybe you will study 10 subjects or maybe 12 subjects in whole your 2 years of degree, and these subjects will be advanced. So you will get to learn more advanced concepts. You will learn like, okay, so I studied the basic, now how the people in the industry are using, or maybe how the researchers are using, or what's the mindset that they go through when they solve a problem. So it's worth it. For the first question, what was my motivation? Okay, to be honest, this might sound weird, but to be honest, I didn't like CS when I was in school. So Yes, I actually didn't like CS till ninth grade, and if you know, in CBSE we study CS. I think since sixth grade we start with Excel and then Microsoft Office, then we study C, then C++. So slowly we go. So till ninth grade, I didn't like CS because we used to study C, and those who have studied C is just hard. Like when you study as a eighth grader, C language is really hard. So I was like, okay, this is not for me. I cannot understand a single thing. What is going on? Why do I need hash include studio? Why do I need to write void main? Okay, this makes no sense. But it all changed in 10th grade. And what was the subject? It was SQL. Like, it's really surprising that SQL piqued my interest in CS. Like C++, C is a language which like I use more, but still SQL was the subject which piqued my interest. So in 10th grade I studied SQL, and I was like, wow, I can work with databases, I can play with databases, I can store data, I can do manipulation. I'm like, okay, this I need to do this, I need to do this. So after that I became heavily interested in computer science. Then in 11th and 12th I chose computer science as one of my main subjects. I went through it. I went to bachelor's. So in my second years of bachelor's, I started researching more that okay, except job, what can I do? So I talked to my teachers, my professors, especially the HOD of my department, and I went to my professor and I was like, ma'am, what can we do except for doing job? So she told me a little bit that you can go in research, you can become a professor and all. So I did a bit of research on how to become a researcher and how to become a professor. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do a job. I want to go into academia. I want to do research. So what is the next step? So my professor was like, then join the line and do PhD. That's the step you have to take. I was like, okay, perfect. So next step is masters. Let's apply for masters.
That's great. So, moving forward, what was your application process like? So, have you planned out any strategy before applying any any foreign colleges? So, what was your plan like? So, how do you choose which one is better college for me? So, yeah, and please enlighten us all the students about the scholarships and the process for taking admission in any foreign university with 100% scholarship. Yeah.
Okay, so you already mentioned it, like with 100% scholarship. So I would start with saying is, if you really want to do masters, then do not limit yourself with one country or maybe with one university or maybe one city. If you are really focused on doing masters, then like you can do not be like, okay, no, I only want to do in New York, I only want to do in US, I only want to do in Canada. It's okay, it's good if you have just focus that if you really want to do in Canada, then it's fine, but I would say that do not limit yourself, because there are many other universities around the globe which are like really good. So that's my first advice. As for the process, so to be honest, when I got to know about this foreign university processes and scholarship, I was quite late. Like I didn't have anyone who could guide me and tell me, okay, so this is the process, this is how you do it. So I did everything on my own, and it was quite a slow process for me because I was starting from scratch. I had no idea whatsoever. So I got late for some of the processes or some of the applications. So my advice to you, if you are thinking of doing masters, first thing you should do is think why you want to do masters. Is it just because you want to get out of the country? Then you can find anywhere. Let's be honest, if you just want to get out the country, then you can find anywhere. But if you really want to do masters, like you want to study, you want to improve your life, or like in terms of career and like opportunities, then second step is you should start in second year only. In second year, what you should do is you should create a table, and in the table make some columns. The first column may be the country, the city, university name, and what courses are offered, and if they have scholarship or not. And go through the website, like search on Google for example, master's program in Russia, master's program in Canada, master's program in America, master's program in Norway. So just search it and you will find many universities. Go through the university website. Right now the websites are really great. These university websites are really great. They give all the information. It was not true like some years ago, but now they give each and every detail you need to know. So go through the website, and in that table write, okay, so this is the country, this is the name of the city, this is the name of the university, and this is the course they are offering, and they have scholarship or yes or no, and if they do not have scholarship, then this is the fees. Okay, so next step, next university. So by the time you are in, I think, like halfway through your second year, you would have a big list. Like you would have a really good list of universities and the programs and like which countries and which cities that you want to apply to. So you would have a list. Okay, next step is then you should maybe you should talk to a professor, or maybe talk to someone you can find who is studying at these universities. So how to find people studying at universities is, like, again, on the university website, what they do is they list the students which are currently enrolled. So many universities do that in CS program, these are the students which are currently enrolled, and sometimes these students have their email addresses. So you can take email address and you can write, okay, like, hello, my name is this and this. I saw that you are enrolled in this universities. I am planning on applying for masters, and I have some questions regarding what is the program, is it good, what do you study, and everything, whatever that you have doubt, you can just write them. And some students, I know some students do not like to reply to a random email, but there are many who just happily reply to you and like solve all your problems, and this way you can know more about university even before applying or even before going to the university. Okay, so in second year you should just do research, just as much research as you can do about universities, about scholarship, what is the process, how to apply, and if you have questions, ask, and just like write down all this information in a table or somewhere so that you do not forget. Then when the time comes to apply, then you should make a plan, like how you're going to apply, how many universities you are going to apply, because some universities also charge you fees. Like, for example, why I said do not limit yourself to Canada and America, there's a reason, because Canada and universities in Canada and America, they charge. So for application fees, they have like $100 or $90 you have to pay to apply. So if you only limit yourself to one country, then there is one problem. I don't think you can apply more than 2 or 3 universities. Like 3 universities, still $270 if the average is 90. $270 in Indian rupees is quite a lot. Yes, and there is no guarantee that you will get selected. So that $270 might go to waste. So do not limit yourself. And okay, if you want to apply in Canada, then pick the top 3 which you really, really want, or maybe top 2 which you really, really want to go to, and apply there. And then apply maybe in Europe. There are many good universities in Europe. Apply in Canada, in Singapore. There are some really good universities right now in Singapore and in Japan. I would say that my personal choice is Japan, Europe, and Russia. Russia was these 3 were. I didn't want to go to Canada and America. My personal reasons, I do not like America because of some reasons. And for Canada, I wanted to apply, but the application fees was too high, and at that time I didn't have this much money, and I knew that if I spend all my money in this application process, if I get selected, how would I go there? Because I need money to go there also. So I applied to Russia, and for Japan, unfortunately, I applied, but I applied a bit late, so application process was almost at the end, and they were like, my application didn't get accepted because I applied too late. So once you are done with your research, and once you are sure that these are the universities that I want to apply to, then look for the requirements. So the major requirement, which almost every university has, is 3. First, your mark sheet, which you will get in bachelor's. Second, is a letter of motivation or a statement of purpose, which basically is a document which states why you want to do masters, what is your reason to do masters, and also what have you done like in bachelor's, and what are you planning on doing, and why this university. So these are the general ideas which you have to write in this. So basically you have to convince the committee that first of all that you really want to do this, you want to do it here at their universities, and like you are motivated enough to pursue this. And the third is the English language exam. So many universities, I think in Europe, in Canada, and now I think now here also, they require you to give some sort of English exam as a proof that you can speak English. I know it's a bit silly, because like what went through my mind when I was applying, well, like, dude, I completed my 3 years of education totally in English. I wrote all my exams in English, my textbooks in English. What do you mean I have to prove that I can speak English? Like, you are like, my all documents which I am submitting to you is in English. My interview is in English. What else do you want? But no, they want you to have English exam. So some English exams is IELTS and TOEFL. IELTS is better because it's acceptable like worldwide. But I'll tell you a trick. Do not tell anyone. So what you can do is you can go to your university, like University of Delhi. If you are in University of Delhi or in some other university, you can go to the university, the administration section, and you can say that I want a document proving that my degree is in English. And your degree is in English. Your degree is in English. They cannot deny you. So just go there and that say like, I want this document, I want to apply, and I really want this document. So many universities will give you, and you can use this document. There's like 50-50 chance. Some university will accept it, some university might not. So what I would suggest is take this document. These committees, the university admission committee, have an email address. What you can do is you can write to them, submit this document, and say that my degree was in English. This is a proof. Can I apply? Can I use this, or do I really need to give an exam? So if they say okay, you can use this, and like good for you, and if not, then you would have to give exam.
Have you given the IELTS exam, or you have done this trick in your process?
I have done this trick because I got to know because how I found out that I could do it is because when I was applying to I think in Japan or in Russia, I do not remember, but when I was applying in one of the universities, they mentioned that either this English exam or prove that your degree was in English. I was like, my degree was in English, but how to prove it? So I went to one of my professors and I was like, ma'am, I know our degree is in English, you know our degree is in English, but how am I supposed to prove it to them that my degree is in English? So she was like that you get this, you can get this letter which states that your degree is in English. I was like, really, we can get that? She was like, yes, you can get that. Just go to administration section. So I went to admin section. I told them that I want to apply and I want this piece of document proving that my degree is in English, and they just gave me. So I used this. I didn't apply for this exam because that exam. See, what's the problem with that exam is I do not mind giving exam, but that exam is quite expensive. I think it costs 10 to 12,000 Indian rupees to give that exam. And it's only valid for 2 years. That's the most stupid part. That exam, I think it's valid for only 2 or 3 years. So I think like, why is it only valid for 2 or 3 years? Like, do you think like after 3 years we'll forget English and we were like, okay, before that we were just speaking fluent English and now we are like, we do not know what is ABCD. Like, oh, like this is stupid. So I was like, okay, I am not going to give this exam. Yeah, my suggestion is do your research. Like, as much as you can. That's why I said start in second year, so you have like full proof plan of what you're going to do.
That's great. So have you appeared in any scholarship? Yeah, any Russian scholarship for LAT University? So can you give us a little bit about that scholarship to all the viewers?
Yeah. So I applied to an open doors olympiad, which is like an olympiad. It has many subjects, not only CS. It has maths, physics, chemistry, language, I think philosophy and psychology. So there are many subjects in this Olympiad, and this is if you want to pursue masters, and now they have also included PhD if you want to do PhD in Russia. So what you can do is you apply to this. They have there's a two-stage process. In the first stage, you have to apply all these documents which I mentioned. Like you have to apply your mark sheet, you have to add your statement of purpose, and then this language exam, and then your score and what have you done, like your CV. Also your resume is important. Please maintain your resume up to date. And if you did some internship, then you have to mention it. If you did some other extracurricular activity, you mention it. So basically just you have to impress them. I'll be honest, you have to just impress them. So that's the first stage. You apply, and they will go through your application. They will look at your CV, they will look at your letter of motivation or statement of purpose, whatever it is. They will look at your subjects, like which you studied in bachelor's and how much you scored, and then they will give you some score based on that. Okay, so you got score, and then they will shortlist students on the score, and then you will go to second round. In second round, they have like a proper exam. It's an online exam. I think in my case there were 7 questions that I got. They were totally like nothing was outside the curriculum of computer science. Whatever I studied in my bachelor's, everything was just whatever we study in bachelor's is sufficient enough to pass this exam. So you do this exam. I think you get maybe 90 minutes, maybe 90 minutes or 180 minutes. I don't remember. It depends. Okay, maybe 90, maybe 180 minutes. You have 7 questions, and you have to give the answers on the website directly. And you click OK, I submit, and then you just wait till they score you. And if your score is good enough, so the score is combined on the exam and the first round points that you get. And if it's good enough, then you get shortlisted for having a scholarship and studying in Russia. One tricky thing in the second stage is that when you are giving exam, your microphone and your camera must be on. You have to show that you are alone in this room, so you cannot cheat. Basically, if you try to cheat, then they will just close the connection, and you cannot even say that no, I was not cheating, or they will not give you any chance to defend yourself. They will be like, we saw it, you were cheating, so just it's no point in defending yourself. So you have to show that you're alone in room. You have to show that you do not have any means of cheating, like you do not have your phone, or you do not have someone sitting there and you can ask them, or you do not have any notebook. So when you give exam, if you give this exam, make sure that you take all this precaution. Also, they have their own website, and when you start the exam, they install some plugin so that they can also make sure that you do not open some other one more tab after you get your points and after you know that you are one of the winners. So what you do is you submit your documents, like your passport and your bachelor's degree, but this time in Russian translation. So you have to translate this document. So Russian translation of passport, Russian translate of bachelor's degree, and then you submit it, and then they give you a form. And in this form, you have to write, I think, 4 or 5 universities in order, where you want to study.
Okay.
So there are many universities in Russia. They will give you a list, these are the universities, these are the courses, and even the universities will email you to say that we have this course, so you can choose this course, and you have to write in sequence which university you want to go to, and you just submit this document, and they will review your document, they will review your passport, and that's all. Then they will say, okay, we have reviewed all your documents, and yeah, it's all clear, you can come to Russia, and this is the starting date, and just come and start studying.
Nice. Thank you so much for the in-depth knowledge about your application process. Now moving forward, let's talk about the money reimbursement. So did you get any sort of financial aid for your master degree?
Yes. So since I'm a fully scholarship student, so first of all, I do not have to pay any fees.
Nice.
So for 2 years, my whole fees is paid by Russian government, and on top of that, every month I get some amount of money from the university, or I should say from the Russian government to survive. And this money also depends. Okay, so when I started in my first semester, it was quite low because like it was starting, and they say that if you score good, like if you're good in, like I think it's everywhere the same. If you score good, if you are good in academics, and if you are doing some extracurricular activity, and if you are showing yourself to the university, showing yourself to the, making your name, then this money gets increased like every semester. So yes, they give you some money every semester if you're a scholarship student to survive.
So, how's the podcast episode? I hope you enjoyed it a lot, but it's the first half. The second half will be releasing tomorrow. So, in the second half, we have talked about the cost of living, like renting as well as the food charges in Russia. Then we compare the Russian as well as the Indian education system. Then we'll wrap up the episode with the final piece of advice from Yash. So this is the whole structure of our podcast episode. So I hope you will enjoy this part too. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Yeah. See you. Bye.